Hey guys, welcome back. It's Xavier again. Xavier the Gamer, the one and true gamer. Okay, so you guys have been kind of antsy about what's going to go down with the Evil Within 2. So I'm going to explain my theory on this, and I've actually didn't think about this for too long, so I actually wanted to deep down on this one. So before the topic of this video, is whether Ruvik will return in the Evil Within 2. Now, before I explain this theory, I'm going to explain to you the fate of Ruvik from the Evil Within 2. Now, at the end of Evil Within, Sebastian witnesses a final vision of Ruvik before disconnecting Ruvik's own disembodied brain from the stem and then violently crushing it with his foot. However, as Sebastian then wakes up, he realizes that he has to leave he leaves the hospital. He sees what appears to be Leslie walking away in a different... The boys, when, Leslie is usually just shuffling around, but he walked away, kind of ominously and slow. So, but before Sebastian reacts, the world flickers once again and the boy vanishes. Whether it was Leslie or whether it was Ruvik is unknown. But the fact of the matter is that Mobius is the primary antagonist of the Evil Within 2. A lot of people have been asking if Ruvik will return as an ally in the future. Now, the reason I'll say yes to that is strictly because I think that Ruvik's mind is still still deeply tormented, and I think that being that Mobius are the creators of the stem, I feel like Ruvik is going to return just because he wants what he deemed as his. Now, whether or not he would turn around and team up with Sebastian in that matter, I don't necessarily think he will. But, stranger things have happened. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, I believe that Ruvik will, in fact, return, but only for an instance of where he'll explain to Sebastian that, okay, so you're telling me that the stem will be destroyed if I don't help you. And then, of course, Sebastian is going to go to explain to Ruvik that, look, help me find my daughter, you can have what you want. And knowing Sebastian, being that this is a case and scenario of his daughter, who he thought was dead years ago, and then find out that Mobius had kidnapped them, which is the premise of the Evil Within 2, I believe that this, in fact, will, this will definitely touch what little bit of a mental mindset that, Ruvik has left in him. The little sanity that he does have, the little compassion, will convince him enough to the point of where, oh, okay, he'll probably even try to barter with him, talking about, okay, I'll help you, but you be my subject when this is over. And of course, Sebastian will say yes, and only help in realizing he'll help him. And whether or not, like I said, whether or not Ruvik will return in the Evil Within 2, I don't quite frankly know. That would actually be pretty badass, because I feel like if Ruvik, who was the main antagonist of the first game, teaming up with the main protagonist of the last game, those two combined would easily defeat Mobius, and whatever drama or whatever monsters that are thrown our way once the game comes out on the 13th of October, I believe that this is going to be proven to whether or not we can actually handle seeing a team up between Ruvik and Sebastian. And for the fact that Kidman is also confirmed to return in the game, this is going to be a much more difficult scenario than before, because we still have yet to figure out what was the fate of Joseph. But as confirmed via, the DLC for, well, the end of the Evil Within, the two individuals that Kidman spoke of when she told her unknown associates who she was working for, which was Mobius, by the way, she tells them that two of them are dead, meaning one of them is Jimenez and whoever else was with him. Doesn't speak necessarily about Joseph, but Joseph is later seen in the post-credits dragged away by Mobius affiliates. So thusly, Joseph did in fact survive Kidman shooting him, and is going to, be put into a much different scenario than, all that other stuff. In fact, there is a theory about Joseph that I'll explain in a different video, but it's simple stuff like that. But personally, the whole thing is Ruvik returning to the stem in its entirety. Him and Mobius fighting one another can prove to be a good and a bad thing for Sebastian. Now, I do think that Ruvik would serve as a good ally for Sebastian, strictly because that since Ruvik spends so much time in the stem, he knows how to work it, he knows how to get out of it, and all that other stuff. So with Ruvik being the one who's the genius in all of this, I really don't want to necessarily sit there and rule it out. Because with Sebastian's skills the way they are, and, you know, him being completely unstable when it comes to trying to find his daughter, who, like I said, had been thought to have been dead for years now, and then come to find out after his partner, who everybody, you know, was saying, you know, Joseph and him were both saying that she can't be trusted and all this. Nobody, you know, trusts him as a police officer no more. All that stuff is messing up his mind. So, you know, it's going to be at that point where he has to make a decision to team up with Ruvik or lose his daughter again, but this time permanently. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear what my fans have to say. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys again.